by being really, really honest. I didn't grow up, seeing women living freely. I didn't grow up seeing women traveling whenever they wanted or owning businesses or even choosing peace over survival. What I saw was just people just trying to get by, but even when I was a little girl, something in me always felt different. Like, this can't be all there is to life. Like, this cannot be all there is. And if you ever felt that way, like you want more, even if you don't even know how to explain it, this episode and this podcast is for you. Welcome to She Built Different podcast. This podcast, I'm just gonna, talk about and be free of my opinion, strictly my opinion, not saying that everyone else's opinion isn't correct. I feel like everyone is entitled to have their own opinion, and on this podcast, I'm going to speak my opinion. My name is Anel, and I'm someone who is learning how to build a life I've never seen before. I have really big goals. Like, I'm not gonna say my real personal big goals because I feel like once you say it and stuff like that, then it's just like you get all these different opinions from others, and then you just choose not to do that. But with that being said, I didn't come from money. I didn't have a blueprint. I didn't have someone to sit down and teach me how to do life, business, or even gain wealth the right way. But what I had was a feeling that survival isn't my final destination. I've been known, like, ever since I was little, that I'm not going to be the type that just settle for less. Like, I feel like we're all brought on this earth to live our life and to fulfill our life, and that's what I'm here to do. I don't care where I come from. I don't care, like, if my family didn't have the most money. I don't really care about that because your future starts with you. No matter what, like, no matter your background, no matter who your parents are, no matter who your grandparents are, your future always starts with you. Now, with that being said, I've always wanted more freedom, more peace, more stability, more money. For a long time, I always felt guilty for that. Like, I felt like it was kind of I was ungrateful or whatever. Like, I felt like people would think that I was ungrateful because I wanted more, or they just thought I wasn't happy where I was in life, which that was never the case. I just wanted more. Like, I picture myself being able to achieve more and get more. Like, I feel like once you hit a goal, it's time for the next goal, like, right away. But that's just how I think. Everyone don't think like that, so I can't control people for not thinking like that. But now I understand wanting more doesn't make me ungrateful. It just means that I'm growing. And I love that it means that I'm growing because, like, once you see, like, where you started from, and you can see, like, your mind developing to the point where you're more curious about things, you want to find out about more things, and stuff like that. Like, I feel like high school didn't get us ready for the real world. Like, and it's not anyone's fault. It's not our parents' fault. It's really the school system fault on why we didn't, why we're where we are, honestly, because we would never even really know anything or how to survive or anything. They didn't teach us anything in school that really comes in out in the real world. Like, I haven't did anything that I learned in high school, honestly. But with that being said, there comes to a point in your life when you realize you can't unsee certain things. Like, you start to notice the conversations around you don't hit the same anymore. Like, the topics that people talk about, like, for example, like smoking, drinking, cool, boo, that's cool or whatever, but like the conversations don't hit like if you was to have a conversation about your future or about making money or just about being rich, just positivity in your future. Like, the conversation just doesn't hit the same like how we used to because you're not in the old mind space that you are in, that you were in, I should say. Like, you grow so much as a person that the conversations just don't hit the same no more. The goals that you set feel so small, and the environment feels so heavy. But that's just because you have to surround yourself around like-minded people. You have to kind of watch who you allow in your environment because your environment is very, very, very important. Like, your environment is what you see. What you see is what you do, and what you do is who you're around. So, like I was saying, and for me, becoming a mother made that feeling so much stronger. It wasn't just about me anymore. I realized I had the responsibility to change my bloodline. Like now that I have a kid, it hit me that like, oh, I can change my bloodline. If I do this now, my son won't have to worry about that later, or he will already know how to get there because his mother got there, or he will already know how to get there because he's watched me set boundaries and have discipline and just have gritty mindset, work ethic, good work ethic, things like that. And that's when it clicked that I don't get to stay the same. I have to change no matter what. Like I just have to change who I am as a person. But she felt different. When I say that, I'm not talking about being perfect or having it all together. I'm talking about a woman who are, breaking generational patterns in real time, wanting financial stability and soft and peaceful life, refusing to lower their standards just to fit in. Like, if you have to lower your standards to fit in, that's not the right crowd that you need to be in. Like, you should want to be the slowest one in the room. Like if you have friends or if you're surrounded by people, you shouldn't want to be the smartest one in the room. If you're the smartest one in the room, you can't grow. You can't grow in that environment. Like you just literally can't grow. So you don't want to be the smartest one in the room. Don't. Trust me, I've been there. You don't want to do that. But I'm also this podcast She Built Different also means like women that are learning as they go and feeling more called to stuff when it's uncomfortable instead of running away from things that are uncomfortable. She Built Different is a mindset. It's choosing growth even when it's lonely. Like a lot of people don't understand that. It gets lonely, but you're all you have. You're the one that decides your future. So yeah, it may be lonely. Yeah, it may feel, like you don't have anyone. But this, and that phase of your life, that's when you see who your real friends are. That's when you see who really wants you to win. Because if they understand that you're, trying to get somewhere as a person and they're not around or they're just not here for you, then wake up. Wake up. Like they're literally telling you, like they're not messing with you. But I created this podcast because I know what it feels like to be the first. The first to think differently, the first to want better, the first to say, this stops for me. Like, I realized at a young age that, it's not our parents' fault for the way they were raised, and it's not our grandparents' fault for the way that they were raised, but it all comes down to the way what we were raised and like things that we learned. But I'm in the phase right now where I'm unlearning things and relearning them the correct way, and not having a certain type of mentality. Like in this podcast, I just really want everyone to feel comfortable, to feel like you're not wrong in anything that you think. If you're thinking it and it makes sense, then it's right. If you're doing something and it feels wrong, then it's wrong. On this podcast, we're going to talk about real life, like mindset shifts, money instability, standards and boundaries with family, friends, and relationships, motherhood and identity, just knowing who you are as a person, and faith, discipline, and elevation. Like we're here to grow, we're here to change. We're not here to be the same as what we were before. So no pretending, no fake perfection here, just honest and real conversations about becoming her. Period. Like we're gonna become her, and yeah, that's just who we are. We're not settling for less. It's 2026. We all grown. Ain't nobody trying to, work a regular 9 to 5. I know I'm not. I'm not the type to work a regular 9 to 5. I'm gonna do it now because delay gratifying. I'm gonna just do the little things, save my money, and invest in things that I want to do, like have a podcast, have my own brand. I'm not gonna say my big, 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 big goals yet, cause y'all see, y'all see as I grow. We're gonna all grow together, honestly. Um, don't feel bad for trying to fix who you are. It's not changing who you are. It's growing. Like I'm working on my communication. I want to talk more proper. Also, I'm working on my appearance. I want to look more professional, look more classy, look more my age. Um, yes, and I just really just my whole appearance. Honestly, I just want to be my higher self. I'm trying to show up as the person that I see myself as. I'm this rich person in my head, like a trillionaire, billionaire, trillionaire. That's who I am as a person. I do charities, I help out events, things like that. So I'm trying to show up as that person. You have to think like the person that you want to be, show up as them. If you want to be a real estate agent, what does a real estate agent look like? What does a real estate agent sound like? What do they eat? What is their routine? Um, how do they show up for their stuff? How do they show up for their family? Things like that. You have to start becoming the person you want to be in order to naturally be that person. But if you're listening to this and you've ever felt misunderstood or if you ever felt lonely in your growth journey, if you ever question yourself for wanting a different life, I need you to hear this. You're not crazy, you're evolving. And you don't have to figure it out all alone. That's what this is for. That is what this is for. We don't have to figure out nothing alone. I want everyone, if you have like opinions or questions or anything, guys, y'all can always ask me. I'm not the type to just only talk about what I want to talk about. I want to talk about what everyone is scared to talk about or what you want to talk about but don't know how to say it, type stuff like that. Now, with that being said, this is just the beginning. If you're ever ready to grow, unlearn, rebuild, and step into the woman you're always meant to be, you're exactly where you're supposed to be. And welcome to She Built Different podcast. We'll be seeing you in the next episode. We're posting every Wednesday, and we will all tune in. I'll post every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. So, yeah, lock in. That's your host, Danelle, and thank you again.